Hello. How's it going out there? Thanks for joining. We're hanging out a lot these days. Mish is here first. Oh, you like Indian food? Yes, just plain yogurt. Love to eat Indian food, specifically Southern India. All the yogurt. Yum. Yes, I love Indian food. Do you like really spicy Indian food? Karen, the beautiful Harlem Sentinel. Hello. Greetings. Thank you so much, Karen. I appreciate everything. So, I just want to see what on the atmosphere to think about these events, strange events. Hello, Linda. How are you? Glad that you're here. Love seeing you here. So, as you can see from the thumbnail, it's a bit shady, but I'll explain. It might not be so shady. I'm not being so shady with it. I was just thinking that, maybe Jojo Magoo would respond to spicy food. We're talking about heating yourself up, like heating the world up, right? The climate is changing. And maybe it's getting a little too hot for Jojo Magoo, and maybe he could drink a cool beverage like a mango lassi that maybe Kamala could make, right? Because this is her background. I think it's a beautiful, uh, you know, culture, a beautiful lineage. Not sure about her, particulars, but I'm saying Indian food, Indian culture, it's beautiful. So, yeah, she should be very proud of it. In fact, I caught her showing pride in her ethnicity, if you want to say, her culture. And she was cooking food with the actress Mindy Kaling. Mindy from, the show The Office. Mindy. She's a very dark skinned Indian woman. And she and Kamala, I would look for the clip. Maybe I'll find it another day and I'll play it so you can see how proud our vice president of the US corporation, how proud she was to cook Indian food with her friend Mindy. I thought it was wonderful to see the two Indian women cooking food and talking about things. When you talk about your childhood and your upbringing, you can tell who is of your tribe. And I'm getting somewhere with this because now I'm seeing why it's very important that when the children of Israel were told to not mix with strange tribes, I get it. because it's not about mixing races, it's about mixing practices, okay? Practices. And I'm not downing anybody's culture. I'm just saying that we're dealing with a situation, and I'm going to get into it a little bit more. In fact, I'm going to invite our sister Girl Code to break this down, because everybody should be interested in this, because this shows how certain gatekeepers have left the doors wide open. And we find ourselves in this position as a nation, and we have to ask, how did it happen? Root cause analysis. Now, when I look at a person like Kamala, who, and I'll get into the reading of the Bill of Rights. I just have to get this off my chest, if you don't mind, because this will play into what I want to stress. Just go with me a bit here. When Kamala was mentioned in terms of being JoJo's vice presidential selection, I was greeted with family and friends that were over the moon happy because she was a Black woman. And so I kept hearing this, and I was told I should be happy that a Black woman, the first Black woman, is going to become the vice president. And I'm not moved by this stuff, but I questioned, well, show me where she's a Black woman. Because one friend said, well, Jennifer, you went to Spelman and HBCU. You should be happy. She went to Howard University, another HBCU in Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, the foreign entity in our nation. So she attended an HBCU located in a hostile foreign territory within my nation. And I'm supposed to be like happy. I failed to find and muster the happiness. I just can't pretend. So I need to know more. And I asked my friend, well, does it matter that I just saw her making Indian food with Mindy Kaling? And she was talking about stories. They were both having a beautiful time together, reminiscing about cultural things in growing up in their culture. So they had the definite connection. Kamala was not detached from the Indian culture. So I asked my friend, show me where I should celebrate this Black woman. Now, I told you I'm going to talk about race because it's very important for me to decode what's happened and to find out who are the real enemies, because the real enemies are hidden in plain sight. They're not hidden anymore, but I want to keep exposing how I'm understanding this racial narrative in America. So let me switch over to Mindy Kaling. I don't have a picture of her, but if you look her up, Mindy from The Office. Now, Mindy, she's a darker skinned Indian person. Now, when Indian people immigrate to America, they can check off Caucasian or white. White is not a color. So once we get past that, because a lot of white people are even saying, how am I white? I'm not white. I'm kind of peach. I'm kind of, beige. You're not Black. You're kind of whatever. So people know that this color thing is just not correct. It's not, it's stupid. And I want to deconstruct it because it's so ridiculous. So Mindy's brother, who is dark complected like she is, if you look into this story, if you're interested, he went to one of the Ivy League colleges and universities. I'm not sure which one, if it was Brown or Harvard, but my point is that he went in under the identification of a Black person, of an African American. He did it apparently, allegedly, I guess, to get benefits, to get some kind of things that were set aside. So he was able to come off as a Black person because of his skin color. But the thing about doing something like that, this is something that I am now seeing, and it relates to Kamala. Now, Kamala, to me, is not a Black woman, okay? She may have a father from Jamaica, but that doesn't mean that she's not of my tribe, in other words. When I say my tribe, I've explained that I'm from a little tiny tribe, okay? They continually tell us that we stay at 14% in the United States. So we are from the United States. We've been told that we came over on slave ships. We are beginning to debunk it and say, wait a minute, when I look back, this slave narrative is not panning out. I don't believe that we were all enslaved. And definitely we are beginning to see there are no slave ships. There's not enough proof to show that this grand amount of people were enslaved and that all of our names come from slave masters. We've been told that all these different slave masters, and yeah, they had slavery. I'm not doubting that, but it is definitely not what we've been told. Not all people that look like me that are from my small tribe were enslaved, okay? So we are beginning to wake up to this. Now, the problem with a person like Kamala, and this also related to Obama when he tried to act as if he was one of, you could say, the indigenous Blacks who are from here, who cannot trace their lineage back to any mother or fatherland, only America. We did not come through Ellis Island or anything like that. So we are really in it's an interesting position to now think about, wow, this whole slave thing was a big psyop on us. I rejected whole cloth, okay? So Kamala, like Obama, they grew up in very different cultures. I think she grew up in maybe Canada. Nothing wrong with Canada, of course, but it means that she's not going to have a shared experience in terms of growing up in the inner cities of the United States and having a very common tie in terms of the migration from the South up to the North. She doesn't have these common experiences. Obama did not have these common experiences. And it boils down to even little things like, what were the childhood, things that you grew up doing? When you grow up as a child, you're a Black person in America, you play games that are similar to all kids, but there are certain cultural things that are different, and you'll have that sort of understanding. This is why when we see a person like Kamala or Obama coming in to pretend to be of us, we get red flags and we say, wait a minute. See, it's okay to be who you are. The problem is to pretend that you're somebody. And now we see what they've been doing behind the scenes as they have gatekeepers from, I'll just say, my little tribe. Gatekeepers have opened the gates, the floodgates, to people like her and Obama to be seen as a group that they're not. At least Obama, he married someone to give him some legitimacy. She's married to a white man, a Jewish man. So this is a so-called black woman who went to a black college and university, but she ends up marrying a Jewish man. So right there, there's a disconnect with her. And I take a sort of offense that, people are going to keep telling me she's a black woman, a black woman, a black woman, but I don't see that being the case, especially her track record of how she was very hard on black people in California in terms of her prosecution record. I mean, she was very cold blooded, no mercy for women, single mothers who, for some reason, their children would not show up to school. She did very harsh things for truancies. You can look at her record if you're new to her abuses in California against black people, the very people that she is pretending to be a part of. Now, they will do things as far as go to a black college and university and do all these things. They may even go under some of the scholarships that were set aside for, black people from my tribe, in other words. And you could have your issues with those set asides. That's not what I'm not even getting into the details of that, whether you like those things or not. It's that I want to show you how a person like Kamala and a person like Obama will slide in and see they have no allegiance to the people. We are Americans, whether people like us or not. We are Americans. I have American uncles that have served this country like you have. I had an uncle who served in the wars and things like that. So with a person like Kamala, what is her background, right? What about Obama? We know nothing of these people. And they replace us. It's like the movie, what was the one where they had the tethered people underground? It was one of those, it was like Get Out. You know what I'm talking about. So this is like what these infiltrators do, is they pretend to be of this small little tribe of 14% people, and they work against us. And it's deep, because I thought about Solomon, and I thought about all of his various wives and things like this. And I want to relate it to this, because this is why it's important that people are careful about the people they interbreed with. And it has nothing to do with color. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with practices. Now, some people have no problem, and they have had no problem in history putting their children through the fire. And this is something that's been practiced for centuries. Now, some of these various tribal differences, when it comes to practices that involve ritualistic, what I'm saying, unaliving. And we talked about some of the tribes down in South America. What is it? Mexican Aztecs, right? Some of the human sacrifice practices. So with Solomon, a great man of wisdom, his fall was mixing in and having strange wives that had strange practices. And I am just saying that we that have, we have had a beginning that is very entrenched in the law of God, the supreme law, the God of the Bible. Okay. Not many gods, but very clear when it comes to the inception of this nation, our original documents and paperwork, they go straight to the Bible. Okay, no other book, no other spirituality. It is straight biblical supreme law, because that is the moral compass. And we are at a point now that our moral compass is not due north anymore. It is spinning around. And we, if you want to say foundational Americans who can't trace their lineage anywhere but here, I am praying that we wake up, and wake up in such a powerful way. But we wake up to law and order, and start to hold ourselves accountable in our groups, that it's not okay to be lawless and rebellious. It is not going to work anymore. This country is in a complete, it is a ridiculous state. We have a leader that is a man who has a track record of plagiarism. I mean, there's no morality, and everybody can say that, yeah, all the politicians are bad. I'm talking about the dude that is right now at the helm of power, okay? And this is a disgrace. It's hard to imagine that people are just going about and acting like everything is everything and normal. This is not normal, and being lulled back into a normal thing will make a person complacent. Because I'm going to tell you, there are things that are going to happen to shake up this nation, and it needs to be shaken in a way that it has never been shaken. So hold on tight. The way to keep ourselves safe, and in my opinion, the way to cleanse things, is to get back to a moral compass, to look into these original documents, to redeem and find out, where were they infiltrated, where were they usurped. We have to get back to states' rights and local power, and take the power away from this criminal cartel in this illegal foreign entity called Washington, D.C. So let me know what you think the play is going to be now that JoJo supposedly has the cocoa virus. And it's the timing is really weird, as he announces a climate emergency. And Salty had a video where JoJo even mentioned that he had cancer or something. Did you all listen to his, whatever that was, press conference where he spoke about the climate thing the other day? Well, he also slipped and said that he had cancer. So, cancer, COVID, it begins with a C. Who knows? I know one thing, that it is a very weird thing, this situation. I have heard things that Kamala and her team had been, planning the whole thing from the start. And I've told you that one of my friends, the same one that told me that I should be happy about her and support her, he told me that the real plan, they didn't care about JoJo Magoo. They just voted for him just to have her ultimately take his place. And I was shocked, because I thought this was a moral person. So what I'm learning is people will cheat, and they will be people you least expect. They want to win by any means. And the integrity is something that I'm questioning with a lot of people that I thought I knew. I have an aunt who shares the same sorority with Kamala, and just based on sorority, affiliation, there's an automatic support based on a sorority. This is something that you would think a woman in her 60s would be far beyond. But that's something that you'll find in the Black sort of HBCU culture. You know, they carry this sorority fraternity thing into the we aged, you know, they're old people and they're still sporting all this stuff as if they're still young, college age, you know, and they take this stuff way too serious. And it's pretty, it's sad, you know, but it helps me to understand. Like I said, I'm understanding that this enemy, I'm saying Nazism. And I'm Kevin Gills from Coffee and Kush, I've mentioned him before. He is really helping me to understand some deep things, okay? And you know, I listen to the Black spheres because I gather a lot of intel from everybody, and I put it together to understand as I continue to learn and study and share with you what I am. I agree with Kevin so much. Kevin Gillespie out in LA. Really, I appreciate what this man is doing right now. He's standing, you know, in a place in Super Sly. I just love these brothers. Like, it's a lot of them, good voices out there. And they are, you know, they're confronting the hard topics, and it's needed. So I don't know about a 25th Amendment move. Do you think Kamala is qualified based on the 25th Amendment? Because I've heard last year a lot of people had different theories about how she would not be able to assume presidency based on her nationality or whatever. Please share with us, because other people probably have the same question. Is Kamala qualified to assume presidency? Not that they, you know, pay attention to rules anyway, but based on the 25th Amendment, do you think that will be the process for JoJo? Or do you think, do you have a feeling about something else happening? Let me know. Because you say Canadian. Is she Canadian technically? I don't know exactly. Karen says there's a video of President Ford speaking to children. One child asked, will he ever have a woman president? Oh, yeah, I saw that. He said, yes, in future, they will pick a man as president and a woman vice president. Yes, that was very strange. Yes. Hey, Adam, you're saying anyone that can read a teleprompter is eligible. Absolutely at this time. It does seem that way. I thought if you lie on a birth certificate, being a man, oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know about her status. I don't know what's going on down there. Christy, hey, Cece, you're saying she's not qualified? Let me know why. I want to understand why. Just I want to understand from you all. I like when I get my information. A1 says it's a way for JoJo to bow out. She can't take over. Nancy wants that spot though. Okay, so there's some infighting. Hey, Angela, how are you? So yes, and Kamala's team went through a big shuffling because she's horrible to work for, I guess, allegedly. She had a lot of people stepping down. They said the morale of her team is not good. Apparently, she doesn't seem like a pleasant person. I don't care what anybody tells me. It's my opinion. She doesn't seem like a pleasant person to be around. So I'm not surprised. CWS, it was rumored that Governor Newsom was in Washington while JoJo was out of the country meeting with some powerful leaders. Okay. I've heard that they were going to team up for a ticket for 2024, which I'm like, they just run out of everybody, right? This nation has to go through a major turning point because they don't even have fresh people to run for these offices, you have to have like $1 trillion behind you, and regular people don't stand a chance. I would rather see my plumber be the president. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather that. Sean is saying because she's dumb for starters. Well, yeah, she is dumb, and she didn't even make it to past the what was the first time she got cut? She's not even liked in her own party to even get far in the process. So we just see how they have done so many illegal things that it's ridiculous. So what I want to do is I want to take a moment to read some paperwork. So let me read. Oh, I didn't need to stop the screen. Okay, hold it. Because I'm going to read it from my. Remember, I said I'm not going to have. I'm not going to just show you the inner parts of my nose so you could give me a cocoa test through the screen, right? Ivanka, the new Constitutional Republic's first female leader. Oh, really? Hi, IG. Mm, sorry, I have some real ginger ale. Have you ever had this ginger ale? It's so good. Okay, let's see. Hey, the guru. Hello, welcome. Welcome from the historical paperwork city of Philadelphia. So I will read the Bill of Rights. And that is what I will read tonight, the Bill of Rights. Because, again, it is feeling as if this is a big part of how we will clean up, in other words, correct statuses and clean up this place, right? America needs a bath, and it's going to be the law that cleans this filthy country, filthy, nasty, dirty country. Okay, so Bill of Rights, about the document. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution, known as the Bill of Rights, guarantee essential rights and civil liberties, such as the right to free speech, the right to bear arms, and the right to a fair trial, as well as protecting the role of the states in American government. The date it was passed by Congress is September 25th, 1789. It was ratified December 15th, 1791. So the preamble to the Bill of Rights. Congress of the United States, begun and held at the city of New York on Wednesday, the 4th of March, 1789. The conventions of a number of the states having at the time of their adopting the Constitution, expressed a desire in order to prevent misconstruction or abuse of its powers, that further declaratory and restrictive clauses should be added. And as extending the ground of confidence in the government will best ensure the beneficent ends of its institution. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America, in Congress assembled 2/3 of both houses concurring, that the following articles be proposed to the legislatures of the several states as amendments to the Constitution of the United States, all or any of which articles will when ratified by three-fourths of said legislatures, to be valid to all intents and purposes as part of said Constitution. And it says viz. I've never seen that, VIZ. Articles, in addition to and amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America, proposed by Congress and ratified by the legislatures of several states, pursuant to the fifth article of the original Constitution. The original Constitution, interesting. Note, the following text is a transcript of the first 10 amendments to the Constitution in their original form. These amendments were ratified December 15th, 1791, and form what is known as the Bill of Rights. Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amendment 3. No soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Amendment 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Amendment 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Amendment 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Amendment 7. In suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Amendment 9. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Amendment 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. Wow. What do you think? That's it. That's 10. 10 is powerful. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Angela. Yep, January 6th comes to mind. Exactly. And you know the guy from Good Fight, you might know him. What's his name again from Good Fight? He was one of the people that endured, I forget how many months he was there, but the lawsuits that are going to generate from all of these infractions, this is lawlessness. So will he unalive from cocoa or cancer? That's a good question. I wonder how they are going to take him off of the world stage, because he is hated by his group. It's a weird thing, the Bolshevik Nazis have taken over that party. So this is like total usurpation. And the people that went along with it, I hear a lot of them are just saying they're really sorry that they voted for JoJo. And this is something that's it's going to take a while to wrap their head around. And I'd hate to be somebody who voted for such a treasonous group. That has to be heavy on their hearts. And, we're called to be gracious. I'm praying that I will be gracious with people if they so want to be, if we both want to be in each other's good graces, I'll say, because it's a mutual thing. Because these people have shown me that I wouldn't trust them, to be honest. I wouldn't trust people that would be so treasonous against their nation. And I don't know. That's how I feel personally. So I'm just saying. Now, JoJo, didn't he have like all of his boosters? His boosters. I like when Salty says that. He had his jabs. How many jabs did he have? Does anybody know? Put a number down there. How many jabs did JoJo have? And how many boosters did he have? And where is Dr. Fauci? Not that I want to look at his beady rat-like eyes, but I'm just wondering, where is he? Shouldn't he be on the world stage talking about the leader of the free world is so-called now having the cocoa, and he's been jabbed and boosted? So their whole narrative, everybody who went along with that narrative, they have to sort this out, because it makes no sense. It didn't make sense to me. That's why I didn't play along. But it definitely, wow. I just don't know. I am amazed at this. Anything else? Anybody have any updates on how many jabs did Joey get? He didn't get enough. That's one of the how whatever number he got, he didn't get enough according to Linda. Hey Bernadette, how's it going up in New York? And again, with when it comes to the weather, I heard it again. Thunder, just it happens like clockwork every day for at least this week. Thunder happening around 2:30 in the afternoon, and it's completely sunny. Maybe it'll get a little weird. It did rain just lightly, but the thunder is just it doesn't feel organic at all. You say not enough jabs in your book either. Legacy Media said he had 2 jabs and 2 boosters, and he still got it. You know, that's what I like about just people and their integrity. They should be pretty angry and demanding questions to be answered, because if the leader of the free world got jabbed twice and boosted twice, and now at this late stage is being reported to have contracted the very thing that he was jabbed and boosted to be protected. Like, it makes no sense. I won't even ask you to make it make sense. Rosie Pie, hey sis. Love that you're here. Look at that, Chris. You're here. What are you thinking? Oops, I nodded off and woke up about. Well, I'm glad you're here. Look at that. Yesterday it was a mild case. Today it's serious. Okay, so they're playing around, Christine, with the description of if it's mild or not. I'm not surprised that they are playing around with it being serious or mild. It's so stupid. But they need to answer, why does he have it, period. Wouldn't that mean that the whole White House needs to be quarantined? Where's Dr. Fauci? We need him on the world stage so he could tell us that the White House might need to be locked down, quarantined, because the head of the whole operation is now coming down with the bat thing. So I am wondering what in the world, how are they pulling this one off? And Jill, Dr. Jill, doesn't she have maybe some expertise? She could have a press conference because she's been, a nurse and a doctor for JoJo, and maybe she could. I'm afraid for her. Like, wouldn't she be now vulnerable? Hi, Jesse. Ghislaine Maxwell's invisible client list needs to be constantly brought up. I agree, Jesse. The invisible client list, that is yet to be exposed, but it's coming. I really do believe that it is coming. So we will keep an eye out for this story. Let me look at what the if you do a search, let's see what the latest and greatest of the headlines is reading and see what's up. What are they saying about our fearful leader? Because he is a chicken little. He's a fearful leader. He's afraid the sky is falling. It's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. The earth is going through a hot flash and they are scared. Oh, they should be. Let's see what are they saying about JoJo. Let me refresh the page so I can get the latest gaslighting straight out of the Bolshevik Nazi playbook. Heimlich Himmler and his organization of propagandists straight out of Nazi Germany, aren't they? Isn't it Heimlich Himmler? Was he do I have the right Nazi? Heimlich Himmler? He's one of the Nazi influencers. Do I have it right? Let me know. Head Nazi influencer of the media. I'm sure some of his offspring are infiltrated all in our media. So what they're saying, if you look up JoJo, 22 minutes ago, Yahoo News. What a source, Yahoo. What a joke. So Yahoo, I still have a Yahoo account, but anyway, Biden's doctor. Who is his doctor? Can we get a name? The president's symptoms proved. So where is he? So a play-by-play of how Trump and JoJo's administration handled their septuagenarian. What? This is Business Insider 2 hours ago. Can you imagine? This is the media. What a joke. They're really degenerate. Vigorous but coughing, cocoa positive Joey appears virtually at White House meeting. That's Reuters. So CNN is saying that he tested positive for C19, experiencing mild symptoms. New York Post. They're saying he has a dry cough and fatigue. He received 4 shots. So you told us about that. 4 shots of Pfizer's juice, of their jungle juice from Pfizer. So Pfizer, you got some splaining to do. What kind of batch did you give our fearful leader, Chicken Little JoJo? So we have ABC News. There, quote, very mild symptoms. He's taking Paxlovid. What the heck is Paxlovid? Let's look up. What is Paxlovid? Let's see. Paxlovid. We're going to have to do another care plan. What is Paxlovid? Because this is a new drug that is now. Okay, so I'll look up www.drugs.com. What a country. What a society. Okay, so www. You said Dr. Jekyll is this doctor. I love it. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so let me read what Paxlovid is. Paxlovid is Nirma Trelvir and Retinavir. I haven't been in this business a minute, okay? So this is a drug class antiviral. It's a combo pack. So Paxlovid is the trade name. Generic name is Nirma Trelvir. Nirma Trelvir. It has emergency use authorization, or EUA, from the FDA to treat mild to moderate C19 in adults and children who have had a positive SARS-CoV-2 viral test and are at a high risk for progressive to severe C19, including hospitalization or unaliving. Paxlovid should be taken as soon as possible after diagnosis of CoCo-19. And it is taken to decrease the number and severity of symptoms or avoid severe illness, which may lead to hospitalization or unaliving. So they repeated it. I'm starting to see a rat here. Tell me what you're seeing. Okay, so it says Paxlovid may be prescribed for an individual patient by physicians, advanced practice registered nurses, and physician's assistants that are licensed or authorized under state law to prescribe drugs. That's interesting. It may also be prescribed for an individual patient by a state licensed pharmacist under specific conditions. So it's not to be taken longer than 5 days. So we need Jill to understand this product. So it is known as a SARS-CoV-2 3CL protease inhibitor. It works by inhibiting viral replication in the early stages of the disease to prevent progression to severe C19. Retonavir is co-administered with nirmatrelvir to help slow its metabolism in order for it to remain active in the body for longer periods of time at high concentrations to help combat the virus. And tell your health professional if you have any allergies, kidney disease, pregnant or plan to become pregnant, breastfeeding a child, have any it's a wonder they care about anybody breastfeeding a child, right? In this circle of people, or have any serious illnesses. If you are allergic, this, and this. Let's see. You have to tell them if you're taking vitamins. You have to wonder, why would something not get along with a vitamin, right? And don't take it if you're on a whole laundry list of other things. So it doesn't get along with other medicines very well. So it has a long list of things to not take along with this drug, including alfuzosin, petadinin, pyroxicam, ranolazine, amiodarone, oh my God, quinidine, colchicine. Wow, it's a lot of stuff. Simvastatin. So the statins aren't safe. They don't play well with this one. Boy, it's a lot. Phenobarbital, rifampin, St. John's wort. Who makes this wonderful, magical medication? The side effects are liver problems, yellowing of the skin and eyes, itchy skin, abdominal pain, dark colored urine, and resistance to HIV medicines. Other possible side effects include altered sense of taste, diarrhea, high blood pressure, and muscle aches. This is crazy. I'm trying to see. So it's Pfizer. So he is taking a Pfizer medicine because his Pfizer 4 shots were not effective. So yeah, we're going to keep trusting Pfizer. Gotcha. I see. Okay, so this is a Pfizer medicine. And I'm thinking that they may want to sell more of this because they haven't taken their foot off the pedal with selling pharmaceuticals. So it just sounds like a push to put this into the public marketplace, right? So we see more information. So it just looks like they're going with this. So it looks like Dr. Jill Biden, they don't call her doctor anymore. She's First Lady Jill Biden traveling to Detroit to speak. Oh, she went with him. So he tested positive after a Detroit trip. Okay. He's fully vaxxed, jabbed. He's doing great, keeping busy. It throws a wrench in the midterm push. Wow. All right. So, you know it, beautiful sunrise and sunset, sudden unaliving are always the side effects while they're playing all the beautiful music, right? They're walking on the beach and they're telling you, all the scary side effects, right? It's always, it's always diarrhea, headache, and I don't know, for some reason they always seem to have liver problems because of metabolizing these things. So it's weird how that happens. And then the sudden unaliving. So, yeah, right. You agree too, right? Crazy. And sudden adult unaliving syndrome. So it's a weird time we're in, everyone. Just hold on. We're not being taken by surprise with these events, but I'll continue to update us on things. I want to read more of the documents and paperwork. We could get into more of it. I want to. They tried to give your mother eye drops produced by Pfizer. She threw it out. Your mother wants nothing to do. She's not playing. Good for her. That's good. She doesn't trust Pfizer. Of all the companies, when I used to work as a pharmaceutical rep, Pfizer reps were always so, like, they were just greasy and they just did underhanded stuff. It was hard to compete against them because they would always outspin me because they would take the doctors to the Four Seasons and they would take the wives and they would give them a weekend at the Four Seasons. And yeah, the wife could go to the spa. This was before the FDA cracked down on pharmaceutical reps. We had budgets that were crazy. I would get in trouble if I didn't spend my budget. That's how perverted that industry is. But if I didn't spend it, you know, yeah, they would even give you more money if you ran out of a pot of money to spoil the doctors. So those days are over, apparently, I've heard. But it was quite like I told you, I'm gonna do a live stream and talk to you about my 10 years in big pharma. I think it'll be kind of interesting. How you doing, Juan? Thanks for joining. Yeah, so what I want to do is, I know that yesterday was the time for the mother SCOBY, remember? So I don't like how this brand of SCOBY for okay, if you're wondering what is she talking about, I'm sorry, I didn't preface this. Yesterday was the time frame for the kombucha. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work 2 kombucha SCOBYs. So if you want to meet up maybe this weekend, Saturday, and we could do this, look, let me water kefir. So I want to do that this Saturday. So making some kefir water, and it will replace soda. I like sodas. I like these kind though. But if you do the water kefir with me, if you're a soda drinker and you want to get off of all the soda, let's do kefir. I'll do a few batches or whatever, and I'll show you how to do it. It's really easy. If you do kefir, how do you like to pronounce it? Let me know. So I'll do a demonstration this Saturday. I can't promise it won't be crazy, but I'll try to keep it as normal as possible. And yeah, we'll talk about the status of the kombucha. By that time, I'll have the new SCOBY because I had to get a new SCOBY. It should arrive by that time, and we will go from there. So while Dragon, you're saying that the 25th, you think that Kamala will 25th JoJo? Do you think? It'll be interesting. Yeah. The mother is, I don't know. I don't like how it looks, Karen. She looks like, I expected the mother to get really nice and bigger, but it's like remain kind of small. We'll see. I'm going to have 2 going at one time, but I'm more excited. I'm actually really excited to get back into kefir. grains, mother starter. So this is a mother too. Starter grains. So this is, you can make effervescent probiotic rich water kefir using sugar water, fruit juice, or coconut water. This is non-GMO. So you make batches and it grows and grows and grows. Okay. I don't know. I might try some coconut water too. I didn't do that before. But yes, if you want to go with this brand, this one is called Cultures for Health. So if you want to get some kefir and start it with me, that's where I got it. Kefir for, what is it? Cultures for Life. All right. That's it for today. I wanted to read the Bill of Rights, and I'll read more of the amendments because I want to get into the 19th Amendment and things like that. So I'll get back to the amendments. And I want to do something soon with, I want to break down some things. And I'm waiting to see when we can coordinate a time to get together, because I want to break down something that she brought up a lot a couple of years ago. She was teaching us a lot about this status and correcting your status and things like that. But it's something that I want to tie into some current events and some of the examples of how things have happened with people's paperwork and identity. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Sean said Kiefer and Reaper. That's great. That's funny. Hi, Ernestina. How are things in Argentina? Are you having warm weather? A little bit warm? Let us know. But until maybe tomorrow, I'll come back. Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Okay, so it's tomorrow. Let's get together. Let's see what's going on in the world realm, and let's make some water kefir tomorrow. Maybe earlier in the day, I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. Until then, just look out for a link. I'll just let you know when I will be ready. Have my out, maybe I'll do it outside and set up. Thank you so much. Good night, Karen. Thank you for everything, and you're welcome. Ernestina, you said now it's winter, so it's cold. Oh, stay warm, Ernestina. Get yourself some nice wool blankets. We'll be seeing you around. Thanks for joining us. God bless Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. So I will see you soon. Nixon, thank you. Happy Friday to you. Love you. See you tomorrow. So some kefir. We're going to get some mothers going. See you, Bernadette. Bye, everybody. If I haven't gotten to you, just forgive me. And I'll see you soon. Okay. We'll get together tomorrow.